la baraka to mini be jiwero la nal konton bafula li kol bismillah program muto mankidan na political discussion woti kawona UDP TV&MEDIA. Today the 24th of September 2021 ka walbe ko la baraka bake annal badi malam ke kendo be tarla janka watin dinke jang pour nga kuwol men bitakan dum anin kata wol fana kono bitum malum fo walbe mboy kanda ba to mando audio nyi kake problem multi. Okay, so it's okay albe mboy kanne la baraka bake ngal kondom bake Morris Cisse mbadi nga baraka bake and momo be jibero la min binala jibero la kal be konton ka fal be ko la baraka bake. And welcome to UDP TV&MEDIA once again. Na 45 minutes political discussion show bina wala jang bari janning kata nyato ka UDP dingo be kontong ka militant sol fana be kontong mo ya lonko ibeloring steady fast ka je ko monko nga changes so Gambia changes me ya lonko is going to be a meaningful one for the interest of our country and for our future and in dimbayal sama ka mo be kontong ka fal be ko la baraka bake kumanke me alon ko menyan nakamo losing the hope la from all indications hopes are very high and kunung ta fana ye ufuna clear ndile jere fadera baraka sisa jara ya baraka bake. Yes, I'm okay. So kafalbe kumongo, let us keep it up. Momo ya lon kumongo ni mu Gambia dinkendo lati UDP dingol mfana meti but hanning imanke UDP dingo fonti as long as Adama Barrow la mo nganyaka su wala nyinkamala be Gambia kuto la nyini kan Gambia kuto me ya lonko na future be decide la wala la personally mbe mo be kontona you all deserve the praises and the credit kaje ko monko mo be ngalo simu kan kaje ko ngabanko faleng kukli nomu nak ngam memfo ye karto fay UDP bang imman karto fay UDP baran danko ite ya jele ko Adama Barrow wonte moti mese Gambia sambano hanni yakati of opposition or dole different from UDP ndaba fale ko mon ko abaraka yeto nyaajele andon yekuo jela kuo mem fana yalon Gambia no lafta ka walege banko mesa sambano ngadi wala the test for Adama Barrow ngawo jela already we have seen the result pour nga Adama nga nakato ngadi ala nga Adama la test ngawo jela sai Gambia ding Gambia ding yakati of UDP le bang wale ibe afaila opposition wale different from UDP danko amanke Adama Baroti mbafale ko munko abaraka bake ifananda be banku din kendo lal kono. It doesn't mean that a member faila UDP woda malam banku din kendoti momo yalon ko be Gambia le imankato fay Adam Barole wala imantra Adam Barole fa asakan ifana ye fanam blobulinde bank idabe banku din kendo lal kono Gambia banko kan molu men yalon ko ilafta ka Gambia ye move molu men yalon ko manke psycho fan soldi molu men yalon koy lafta pour Gambia ita nyato momo yalon koy mantra Adam Barrow koma febe Halifa le bang febe GDC la bang febe UDP la bang walando febe the other opposition parties mbafale ko munka baraka pour ikana ke multi men yalon ko albe denna pour ga Gambia la sama ka kele Adama fasa wala nyinte pour ga Gambia la sama kele ke dingol la sama kele ka kukamana na banko kan kadundi na ado kono me alongo. It is going to be like the ado of promoting lies and deceptions wala bekala mola norms and the values in the Gambia momo yalonko imantara Adama fasa kan alonko imantara Adama fasa kan and equally you are fighting to make sure that we restore sanity in our country nyilemu Adama Barrow fasa baliati Gambia banko kan woto wala sabunte bafala moli Gambia ko wala baraka kafo UDP dingo be baraka kafo na party wala executive for be ko wala baraka but jandi bedu na woto kamolu konton na may ko again. Okay, ngamera nga headphone do bandi do da musa kon na may ko okay say nga headphone do bandi I think it should be fine. So jandi ka dum moto kamol be konton kilin men be jibe rola nyabe men jekante moro kamara baraka bake sister Kadi Sane baraka bake. Francis Jiba went on earth. Have you found this Barrow? Francis, we have found him from the Kabatri. Actually, the 500-meter Kabatri, we have found him. Brother Musa said, Abaraka Abubakar Sisi found Dokoma, Abaraka Bake, Ibrahim Asane, Abaraka Bake, Nyancho, Abaraka. So jannin kata mbadi ngolu kankularo clean be jang me yalon ko bela fla ka futandi almajang sainteng mbe aflaya kala screenshot jang pour mo be nya se aye bawo mbebe kelo la kelo me yalon ko laftaka UDP samba 2021 pour ngadun state house o kono. So UDP bedunna state house o kono 2021 andum inshallah ning abota ala bala kuma nyana ko bay na collective efforts we can do that. Nana nyokango sembo membe na ni nyok fahamo membe caring for the sake and for the interest of the party kumanya naka wo by ning abota Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bala we have to do everything we can kaje ko mungo weke ay possible ando mamira kube wo bayndira no mbe flyer clinical jang pour mo be kew ngajibe be yalla calendar ta aliye mak wala mu UDP gas chapter mera mo bebe gas chapter lon nale wala mu Germany, Austria, Switzerland and Holland wala denta chapter kili wala ka fa gas chapter wala fundraising bekala nying karo men kana nanteng on the 2nd October bekala Jawan tamo 8:15 Gambian tamo bekala 6:15 nati fundraising nying anafamu muneti fundraising nying nafamu menti wolom pour kanana han ko albe alo nyameng nin kafiro be nyobulo kono nin kafiro be kelola ka fon nyini patio e pour patio fana ba fon mako la menna ka fon nyini pour ka Gambia fontende abe kelo ngolati so gas fana ye plague leta ka je ko mon ko that amount wonya nakadi patio lale so wala sabu be UDP dingo be ko mandila na GoFundMe account of na yeleta ning alta da UDP TV media la page or albe gas chapter of GoFundMe account oni jala jala momo hanni ayata non ke be dala skill nekala je hanni be euro clean nekala je euro fula kata fo euro lulu femando ya abe kew be appreciate la ngani o bolo kumayata ni euro lulu be bulo kono GoFundMe account be jele ta GoFundMe account to bank ye wo euro lulu nya ya dundi je wallahi ala be jola and gas chapter would be so much appreciative of that and patio fana appreciate lale ngani yo wala kumayata so alinga gas chapter ngi makoy bawo fenno me alon ke kanalo patio le pour ka patio la makoy pour a GoFundMe nying mo be nga fen kaje programme nyum fana be kala UDP TV media on the 2nd October abekala fundraising ti party leader binala je ko aliya nyameng fodi danjo binala platform motole sukay dahba binala platform motole di kalama revolution sukay dahba landi mbisane binala gele Oliver Diba binala gele and so many people even the party leader will be there so it is not going to be a very easy fundraising. It's going to be a very big fundraising me alonko gas chapter ba host la 4 nations coming together to do this fundraising and Belgium also dabe gas chapter so 5 nations will come together pour gagner fundraising ninge so kafali jere mo benga kata benga benje 2nd October 2021 ning aboda alabala gas chapter bela fundraising ninkela wolungola pour ka wo fanam futandi mo benga lo mbadi ngolu ni wo bota ge nga dun kacha kono sai be UDP dingo be konton na mo be dawd randing be UDP chapter sol la head sol be kontona pour ka jiko ka patio karanyo bala diaspora jam to nya diaspora te katre fayla andu saying akoy tambe ma ko mon ko diaspora te katre fayla bari woma mira ko diaspora mang role soto be men play la nyin katre fayoto nyin men kananante diaspora e role bale soto nyin fon sol men bebe res kananante abe ka res men la amanche ko diaspora chapter me a race wala bitala sila nyo kan ko ye fatike wala ye babe ci organize da maltema nyimmen ka race nan deng amanke ko diaspora be kala ka mole ki ta Gambia puro kataji ka you know kata wo celebrity life la kela chapter nyin ka promote katikiro sa modante prieta kela chapter promote je amanke ko do nyimmen ka kaf nyoma abe kaf la nyokanne ID Lamin Sane la walando ID Ibrahima Touré la pour nyin kamala ko mun ko ala personal issue bar kudo ko di kakaf nyokan jang a baby dala Gambia le the central executives pour nyin kamala ko patiola campaign nyi mankana nan tek ni 2021 November campaign me binala a baby spend na wala kunto because UDP dingol alias sudele ko patio ye challenge balesodo ning kafiro be nyola nimmo be nyola me yalon ka man financial discipline soto nimmo be nyola me yalon ko he doesn't care for hanabe Gambia la kodo bele use land dan kon drug I win. So where sabuntol chapter solu fundita ye fangol taxed that they are going to finance themselves. Chapter solu fundita ko they are going to finance this party. Militant sol fundita Gambia ko they are going to finance this party. Wole nyim fondre sin sol be kamana. The different chapters ibe a pledge ke that they are going to donate this particular amount to the party. We may tandi wolomu alla pareo UDP dingo la pareo and the determination member UDP kono ko to uproot this indisciplined government, and I call them the zoo government. Kajeko, we restore sanity, financial discipline in Gambia, and we also have a Gambia where things will be working normal. We also have a Gambia where the ordinary Gambians will not be struggling 24 hours to have a meal on the table. To make sure we have a Gambia where our natural resources will be shared equally among the poor Gambians. We have a Gambia where our natural resources will not be ours anymore. Because near Gambia jibe, the saddest situation or the saddest thing member in Gambia now, the God gift resources me along kebe Gambia bulokono nabalu will make Gambia tati kotake. Before, every poor family in the Gambia, even the poorest family in the Gambia, akatano marchetole ay nyesang nyeme yalonko at least ibe menkelela ndawaloka. Mom Gambia isi mo la fuare yalo munela num wala mu subo kas domo nyaadi le tilo kono walando sango kono walando karo kono family kanyo la fanko wala bar nyawo was not a determining factor pour ka je ko mun ko nyamari ay fonsoto walando amman fonsoto. But that is not the Gambia today. That is a history in the Gambia. Nyemur kilung kata jellala akatale 100 plus million lonko warata. Chalo me alonko ordinary chalo that used to be like $5 is walando $2.5 you can have one. Now that is costing like $30-40 is Gambia. This is the Gambia that we have. Nyine mo Gambia te membe kerin nante. Nyine be Gambia te me alonko bekelo la pruka jeko. Mene asabu nyilo keta. Bawo ni situation no situation je kule asabu. Ndola situation no ngam nyine ka nyine la. Mune asabu nyine be keri. Menu be maralingala ya moy le bang fay ma moy. Yes, ya moy inde. Musol kumbotale. Mbawol kumbotale, mol kumbota social media le, the environmental activist wol kumbota social media le, ikumbota Gambia online platform molto, ikumbota Gambia radio to, but the executives ya moyle but they don't care. Ite care la no because membi ye wolo nyenti ko executives kodo kodika dile ka domo apeka bonde atol Gambia le block on. For example, the office of the president, the state house where the cabinet o beka damoto ni be domorol kele ka kuolte atol Gambia demo la ka wol finance, and the president alone dalasi wili killing dalasi talulu akawolo domo dalasi wili keme dalasi wili talulu ala latil woteli alla mansa akawolo domo andu akabo Gambia la ranke soloto. So wolta ki ala chalo mujallati subo mujallati nyene ya sabon alla kumbo amamoy kuma jamal fota Gambia kuma jamal fota li katre fay lalu kabring campaign beke kan 2016 pour ka Yaya Jammeh bon ko Yaya Jammeh mom financial discipline soto. Yaya Jammeh had no respect for the human right. Yaya Jammeh has no regards to the Gambian constitution and the laws of that country. Yaya Jammeh has no financial discipline. Yaya Jammeh was using our security forces to use them against the ordinary Gambian people. Yaya Jammeh was using the state's funds for his personal uses. These were the claims for, and we all opted to make a change so that we can have a better Gambia, so that we can have a Gambia where everything will be better. We are not saying like everything should go perfect, but we hope to have a Gambia where things will be better, at least where life would be better. Even if it is not perfect, where life will be better. This is all what we have demanded for, and I do not think that was too much to ask. But saying Gambia benyameng, not a Gambia benye, wala kita Gambia me along nga menkele ani mbembe kekan nde bafalo ko nga menkele wala fisayata mbe menkono currently today. Nyinin karo bu medicine anin atol Gambia dingolu alla ko mu medicine wala nyenti mbe molekela no pro nga nyin situation o nyim bonde dia mota banna dia mota banna nyo sabota banna nyo nengota banna wuro ta banna but sayi mune ba banna mune be abanna nyimbata membe Gambia kam mune be abanna ite dinkew wala mu atola family la breadwinner ti comme ko Gambia be nyameng family ko no jama be je mo danta nakatara je me yalon ko wala ka family samba wala karifa jo mu dalasi keme dalasi wili sabalati wala to dalasi keme fula dalasi talulati dalasi wili fula dalasi talulu wala to dalasi wili fula dalasi keme lulu wala karifa jo mu walati mano dalasi wili killing dalasi keme nani mano mu walati Gambia dalasi wili killing dalasi keme saba mano mu walati Gambia atol la family atol kam mani boto sabala domo karo bawo mo bebe dendi wo mo kilon yen nakam mano fon albe men domo la karo ala salary masi mune bela la mano kam dindingul bitala kram moto loptanolu manna borol manna loptanolu manna woni safuna songul manna woni safuna songul manna mbe balula nyaadile mune ba banna mune be abanna nko mansakunda kendo wala nyanna ka bang mansakunda kendo wala nyanna ka bang andu mansakunda kendo ba banna nyaadile amanke ko mansakunda bitaka kodota dunya dula belato but mansakunda kendo ba banna nyaadile wala we need to have a government where there will be regulations in place. The government is able to control some of these prices. The government will be able to regulate some of the prices. The government will be able to regulate some of the contracts given to the business partners, and thereby the citizens can see themselves in the development of that country. Mol kafo nga moyle mo jamal kafo development no kikan Gambia le silol be doku kane fengol be doku kane those wolumu traditional ways of development leti yagela development no be nyame mo kana nene ka fanyo ko mun ko baro be doku wala baro kam ne doku baro ka bring anata alin alfon nyin ka wala Gambia nolu alla sula femba fon munati baro la nani bitema alla wasula femba lo mekata manoti anin nyin fengol akamella mano kan kamel domo wala fali wakete nyaadile idala gita bang fo idala saleta nyene mu nyene karoti nyana kam fo nyene kamen anu nyene mu nyene karoti December til nano ning altata lo carte fed lato man sala bulbulindi kanal ma mola bulbulindi kanal ma mola nyinya kanal ma mola diamu nyimma kanal ma ali amari jibe me ya lonko ali ate mari ke jele fo al pareta men salo be ko mon ko adam baro be nyame ali ake jele sangilulo pour ay ngin ku dantandi wolel bondaliye bari wolbe wajabitale manobe dalasi wili kilin dalasi keme jalo aka funti bantan ako manobe dalasi keme kononto mo kili funti jam me yalon kebe kol kala jam mano Gambia mun to le kaso do dalasi keme kononto mani boto Gambia dalasi keme kononto amanke maloti amanke malu balati bang banko nyaton ko the head of state ni waka funting aka kumo fali me yalon ka manke to nyati alfongol kala mo redelto alkala mo telelto yet still molka bula no gam pour ka fasa dino ye memfo al ngabula no kam dino ye memfo nyaton ko ibetilina nyaton ko ibeto nyafula nyaton ko ibetilina ila moltema nyaton ko ibe bala faso de la molye sako ni te bodo banko kam banko me yalon ko foire banko lom sako ni bodo banko kam banko me yalon ko molla do bolo fo mo ko sotono sako ni bodo banko kam banko me yalon wolel kete dañide ite nyanna ka bala fa wol yende nyanna ka wol fana buñale amange ko ni kal buña amari bina la kay ñoy al koto bari abe ko mo man ful ali abe kala to nyalati o fana mo bu nyalati ay ko mo man ful ali nyanna kala to nyalati ning amanke to nyati wallanto amuka ke to nyati den amali buya nim biya ka fundal kanang kasilol berolla kataka boholol berolla ka ambulance ol sang wo manke bu nyati ambulance keme asambang ambulance wili keme asambang mafoko ambulance sango man betea we are not going to be selfish enough to say that bari ka jibele banko be sulari munela sain ambulance keme nani samba ambulance ni e mol sika ke ka mol samba mun dolto l'hôpital to ning ambulance futata ge what next boriti ye joranti ye hanisa sata ke balo fon kono kisi joranti ye ambulance sango sain anafa abina doyala Safolo ning 100% hope long ambulance then saying only 1% hope in border maso law ambulance because the only thing that they can do is to carry people or the patients to the hospital on time. But say ni for that hospital on time, what next? Mune beke la kote ke ni wosa sa tolo for that lopta noldo. Yene asabu musukono mal katolo ka fa Gambia. Ali agele ko nyina sango kono musukono ma keme fula musukono ma taworo wala wole fata tingoto Gambia banko kan. Mune e fati ngoto, mune e fati ngoto, mune e fati ngoto. Ali ngam fanyi nen kanyina. Mune e fati ngoto. Wo musukono malu mune e fati ngoto. Ngam fanyi nen ka wala bang. Man sakunda nyam naka mune ke pour ka wol tanga. Bawo ñu mol mera kumbo kande the women life matter movement e mera kumbo kande ka bring January ba kumbo kan up to now muso da fara continuously dindi merano 26 24 23 30 years ñu lel ka fa ci moto continuously mu nekké fa. It is the inability of our health sector. And amanke na doctor wala problem moti doctor we have competent medical doctors in the Gambia. Amanke wala problem moti. The problem now arises from lack of tools and lack of basic materials from the hospital. Hani gulo fo me alonke ba ke le bloto alika doctor ni no sol moy le ka funti bande ko imuke soto. Much more e be jorangol meltala pour ka mol jato kono kese ngo alinga boring politician no kan alinga wuring politician no lu no kan bare nga momenu long comme ko ita kenola nyanna kalon ne ko bol nanata kenola sanji lulu maketeli lulti sanji lulu maketeli lulti bankola na fulo be bankola sembo be ya be ditela sanji lulu kono pour yet cooking only one thing a regulate mo li banko kambe ya ka be banko dingo nafala aman keno ko wota kenola man possible aya keno amam possible wali ya keno alinga wol bondi alanga adama bondi nyene asabo. I will come back to FPRC and tell them thank you so much. Many along ko albe balanding billahi wallahi tallahi ning AFPRC alla ning financial jongla sol fabaka to mo jata ni rambo jata wolu ye alnene alla ta adama baro kam abe melu folo soronna abe melu folo bondila ala pati yokono abe melu folo clela wala mu AFPRC ti aballa nyindol be sandale ay kodo di la yinane la ko ma yele bi ko inata ko ilata kam kunum fabaka re munafo anim bi ka munafo Lanto Montambang Manta jam falatala kumoto because he brought himself so low to come into tribal insults and tribal sentiments, a former general, a former CDS of the Gambian National Army. It is a shame. I know it is a shame. He has children, many of them, they are quite mature. But it is a shame from his part to bring himself that low towards tribal sentimental kamanang. But bimba fo lambari mali ya fo nyinkolo mune asabu lantom bombe ufoka yalong fo nyinkolo sakofang APRC fo nyi ala balla kungoto bake al nyabe yelering al yalong nyuloka bonan damento anikata munto to ya jamme ase kuwo kuke nyawnyara ne barmeli yakanu ni bakanu la yakanu ala ya jamme yakanu ntol man nde ma ya jamme kanu ndi hangodu mo be civil service Gambia ntama ya jamme kanu andun nana man comme mabo wala bari ya jamme kanu fana ni ba kanu la ala kanu ku kambam nyene asabu APRC fo nyiko ko noto coalition wala nafa mo muneti ya kamana munakan wala purka adam baro makoy dankondron yi adam makoy fa bakar ni rambo jata wol da kumba anin bakso ga ni bari bunko law sada ito liyo ko dota ya adam baro bulokono yela patio pus nyinu kan dudu jawol nyene asabu Gambia needs a new constitution. Gambia needs a constitution. May alonko that constitution is going to discourage the illiterates to be the heads of the political parties or to be the game changers of the Gambian political space. We need a new constitution. The constitution that will allow the elites to come out and show interest in politics, to come out and make an informed decision for the country. Gambia needs that new constitution. Now, when you look at all these people, Rambo Jata, a dropout. Fabaka Chombon Jata, a dropout. Duduja, a grade 12 graduate. These are the people, Minialonko, they control AFPRC. Despite AFPRC being a party, Minialonko, they sponsor so many people. But they couldn't allow them to lead the party simply because of our recent constitution and the constitution of our various political parties. Constitutional changes is needed in the Gambia to discourage the lunatics, to discourage the illiterates, trying to control the political space of our country. Until and unless we do that, the illiterates are going to survive, and they are going to do what we call the politics of interest. As long as there is something breo, they will continue, being in front. But Gambia need adjustments. Putting on a political space, control no. I agree with Esafal, Mbaifal. Esafal, I agree with him. Kabrenga ko. Mulmeni along kwe man fellong. In ordinary life, aside politics, what the share like in any decision making, as long as Londo like a Fontenje will let the political nyatung kaya kang Gambia. And this is the saddest fact. It is the hard fact. It is sad. It affects so many people, but this is the hard fact. This is the hard fact. Bakso is now Kianga, Papa Sam. God forbid. Papa Sam, Allah Bakso. God forbid. So nyina kuonyeti membe here in Gambia. So FPRC phone yung koli men faham. Lamento montambala kuoto. Nyina asabu brother Kitimu Jaju. Kitimu ntalina mantra particular. But yalon tonya benyame nimmo ba fokang ikalo neko America tonya fo. Kitimu has been a very tolerant politician. Kitimu kadiamule when it matters. Kitimu ay APRC favor ame favor akafuntula kadiamu. So Kitimu is a very credible youth for now. Gambia funding ni baja ila for now, because muka predict no under so many circumstances. So for now, Kitimu has been very consistent, and he proved to be a very credible youth in the political space. Nina sabu Kitimu ya jabi kaita ndala kumungo fallombali akumul membe fokang. But ndebe memfola jang lanto montamba fonyin kolu fonyi APRC lanto montamba la kumu ay memfoalie ngamera aliya moyle. Bari nga gel fana aliya jabi aliya mentandala kaita ndala kumungo bari ime fangolong itete ntolu pusla no kukono memmanya nakake aliya gele fonyi APRC yaya jamme ni wolel be kankiling menu be balanding baro la coalition la ngina sabu kunun kabrim baro be tambe kan ya tantangolu funtendi kay don noto coalition t-shirt wol be lay be don kan fa bakari wol kam fata rambo wol kam fata baro jiranta yalon ne be menke kan fonyin kolu ali yalon ne albe menke kan alla patiyo la sama ani ya jamme la sama lantom montamba yaya jamme sorongo menka lantom montamba la prisino kono billahi wakam fa sifa be ya lamento mon tamba kono nyene sabon abe lafla nyina pour adama baro ye tambi, because alon ko ni adam baro tambi adam baro be hadumeri masa yala nyame adam baro be ya jamme ala wala prayna si Gambia banko kan moko hani ali alhaklo bandi wakam bari rambo jata data woto fa bakare tombon jata data woto bakso jeta data woto. That useless guy, what is his name again? Dudija data woto. All what they care about is the money. Despite yalongo Adama Baro ananate lahido timmandila ni me lahido ke billahi Adama Baro nanate lahido timmandila aniye lahido tamani. Sako niye wo allege coalition agreement on jibe paper nyi memfundita. Whether it is true or not, I don't know. But I want to believe that it is true. Or maybe not the real agreement in its entirety, but at some point, ngalonko kudo betaragele wadabekal agreement on yonkonole. Mune hatul langdi nyinako wo contract document mem bebeje Adam Baro belala wala nyameng atol alialong already how ungrateful that man is. Moment ka funding UDP membe kay kuno aka funding ko UDP memfenkai. Diaspora men bejam yakodo men be contribute ya kinye ka mako ya la campagnola ka funting naka kura no muda kekale ku wolman fenkae ka funting ka molu neng men yalon ko kunun ni wali abulo mu tafonga ka chuftof wol no kan ka wol neng. That shows how ungrateful somebody is. You know what they said? If you want to see the most ungrateful person, look at the guy who forgets about his yesterday. Look at the person who forgets about his yesterday. That is the most ungrateful person is a mengeno on the planet. Adama Baro wewe example tandila. Kurano la mafon la lembang. Kurano e kuokufo taman fo. Mola kuoto me alonko munafiko ni nafiko lamu. Abe fundita Adama la karalali. So Adama is ungrateful. Mune asabung atoli ya miranunko Adama befali nale ning ay promiso mendiatola abatala. Epia sinkolo alinyi suti la bang. lanto montamba wala fongo mumbenti ya jamme sofa fo aifa pour ya jamme sofa pour aifa because we soro menkala wodi mobe lamin kono billahi wodi mobe lanto montamba kono bake le ya jamme soro menkala nyine mu kuwoti nyine asabu lanto bon ya dake adambaro la kuoto and he brought himself so low kaje ko munga kaka fonyin ko lel nene bari mba faram bari ngol ko ala baraka bake. When I saw his post lantombong I have la credibility betinya I found la credibility betinya man ni ko kam fo kumodo sudi ata dala mukafo kuodo sudi ata dala mukafo walanto kuodo yemodol je wol kafo wo mambira ko ite nyenna kafo le alla palaso society kono e banklia alla lodu la society kono e manklia so modo e kumodo fo woman ite garanti pour ite fana yafo e kela lodu la jibe ye koma fana jibe e ko ni borta fo nyata do manenge e ka koma jibe ko take nyina sabu politico this game ni ba kono e nyanna kela ko tamandi continuously 24 hours e nyanna kalonde ibe move ka nyadile ibita kam munto leto muneke batu nyato sama ñunu ko mayata bake la ke fon reflecting wala lantombo ñene be lantombo kono so nim fonyin ko lo ning al sonta ali adam baro fasa bawo fonyi la fasa wo ma adam baro winindi am possible fonyi da mala fasa adam baro winindi west coast nga jela ko almost 300 and something thousand votes the west coast region. And out of that 300 and something thousand votes, Phony is maybe going to be like, let's say maybe 30,000 something. 30,000. Not more than that. But aliena adambaro fasa, alia fasa dalilo menkama almaje. Number one, wole bekela, ya jameta singola banko kang. Wo kulet me alonko, hani wo manya nakala ali nyoni kafo motifa. Al adambaro la kunun jibe, anala kunun jibe bankala kunun baro be nyadil aliwo jibe rek ala balo nale fo ya jame aba ala wala ainana bang fo ata ala wala ainana. Number one, ni ya jame nata aya dake politiko kono misal fe. War is like a suicide for Adam Barrow. Adam Barrow balo nale ko ni ya jame nata aya dake Gambia la politiko kono buta ate Adam Barrow ate ta bantale. Dake frek. Ate ta bantale frek because APRC be mudlale misal fe. Babir masa nako APRC be mudlale. Adama yolonne wato Adama ta sonna ya jamme na Gambia banko kan kukuli. Number one. Number two, Adama Barrow aballa pati yola tela tak because hanni ay ya jamme bula wonar modole be atarla ano kan ko mon ko sidi njaay be nyame sayin Fabakar to mo jara ko nyame Fabakar be nyame adol be yalo ne ko Fabakar mankaram Fabakar te dogo sodano Gambia Fabakar man business to Gambia be menkela be balula menna Fabakari atete kukela no abe balula menna dimbayal babulo kon Fabakar nyanna ke balule kodite ya jamme bulo kono Fabakar bitala Adama no kanne aya singo newu Rambo jata anala wo tamakulu bako falo barbu falo Rambo nyana ke balule Rambo nyana katale kamola singo newu me alon ko boko do dilala woto Rambo bita Adam Barrow no kanne Bakari gete fana December anala wo nyoma kam do ko barbu sulo Bakari fana bitale alla executive bebe kala nantene APRC betelal hanni ya jamme natala nyine asabu alla patio as long as ali APRC le kano. And as long as you people are working towards making APRC a better political party in the Gambia, coalition with somebody else, man problem jola, but coalition with Adama Barrow, Mome Yalongo is a pathological betrayer, Mome Yalongo is a crown betrayer, Mome Yalongo it has no audacity to preach decency in the Gambia because of his indecent attitudes Abemelikekan since he came to power. Welebe alla attitude nyim falina just because ani FPRC le coalition okay to baboli mbam fo wolo nyiti immorality grows like a ladder jikanta ya imari kata nyato nyameng jikanta ya fana kakafu wala nyama kabring Adama nata kamul haklo blande rek kabring Adama nata when he was talking to Dr. Cisse abafla Dr. Cisse damento where she that day I was standing there in Ankara abofoka wato menaka bulo fay damento where were you Dr. Cisse wolumba ko male Nimmodo fundira kunyiko this guy is going to be worse than Yaya Jammeh. Kunyiko the attitude I saw in this guy is he's going to be worse than Yaya Jammeh. I was so angry that day because that time Adama nga kanule nga kanu nyinkama puro enana e Gambia de da malo nyinkama ko we have a zoo guard. who was going to turn to a monster in the broad daylight. Alhaji Be compares to that time and be aka actionul menike. Faka fundika Gambia dingul fongal Faka fundin to even preach for the support of indecency in the country. For example, in the case of KMC, Madam Sonkola corruption scandal onye. Yena yasabu. Adama Barrow atul nyana kalone Gambia la problem mu meti Gambia sai mo be nyana kalone. So the problem of the Gambia is Adama Barrow and his government. Let us take them from that equation, Ngajibe, and we give chance to some people. We want to create a functional Gambia. Gambia me alon be functional. Atekela komo you just go to the media and you lie from morning to evening just to convince the ordinary poor Gambian people without shame. This is why we are supporting UDP, and we hope to have a better government under UDP. Ni UDP for nata. Ni UDP nata changes mange anywhere. Kumungo adama nyimanya menkenandeng. You will see some of us. We are going to stand here and we are going to talk directly to the executives, and we are going to challenge them and force them and ask the Gambian people to take them out of the office. I'm going to be part of those who will do that if UDP comes to power and fail all the promises they made to the Gambian people. I can promise you people that. I will do that. I will definitely do that. So until we are supporting UDP because of hope, the kind of leadership, member carrying UDP Masakunda, the kind of leadership, member carrying UDP Lasado government, the kind of leadership, member Nyimpati Okono. These are people, many alonko. They love this country at heart. Ye banko kanule, kumunko, ye fongol kanu nyameng. But imam banko fanadam mafankanu. They know what they are going to do in that office. They know what they are going to put in that office for the poor Gambian people to benefit from. This is why mo benya nakafuntinane nganakadota ngadi UDP la. Woto alenga UDP fasa bang. Fo nyinkolu alina bang al UDP fasa. Mo follow men funtina Gambia ako ayamfata ya jamende. Wamu usenu numukunda dabalati. Afundita na banta ako ayamfata ya jamende ate as a person. Bahakbar. Ako ayamfata yenne. Ayamfata yaya jamende, despite all what he went through with his executives. And when he was even saying that, some of his executives had already passed out because of the trauma, because of the sufferation from the prisons. Some of them had already passed out. But with his soft heart, Afunditanang, and as a leader who thinks about tomorrow, who thinks about how he can bring people together, he speaks about his personal view at Yamfata Jamed. That is the man, the man with unquestionable history. So mbadi bunkolo papa Sam alla molu kateo bukana wafi momo be UDP momo be Gambia sai yalo nyamen ko mon ko etita yalo nyamen ko mon ko etita la hopte ba ko aliaje le Brikama ya mbalundi nyamen humiliation. And thanks to the people of West Coast region, thanks to the people of Brikama for telling the politicians that it is no more going to happen for us to allow somebody to come and be lying to us on our faces. It is not going to be possible in the Gambia anymore. And thanks to the West Coast again for telling Adama Barrow and his people that you either work or you leave that office. That was the message that they sent yesterday. That was the message that the West Coast people yesterday sent to Adama Barrow. We no more want to entertain psychophancy in politics. The politics of deceptions and politics of lying and promise and fail. That is what the West Coast people, have decided yesterday. Aliagile deniwol many alonko 7 years, 8 years deniwol. Dia ko ya tisa ro ibadu na lelo silo kan ike jaman sa benno. Allahu akbar. Ni ala di buse ni silo mata. Ako waka funda kara kianne. Allahu akbar. Wolum base moti tala. Wolum badi bu moti tala because Allah moto tasilo sotola. But moto, the saddest thing is adama be nyimbe ke kan an adama still aya mira no komo Gambia dingul be funtila nani yela sama wafi ngate pour yate tambinde ko tege, and I continue with the immorality aka menke Gambia banko kan at least for 5 years. Alingam fo nyinin ka jikanta ya membebe ke kan Gambia banko kan. I'm not going to talk about the security part, because security in the Gambia natanko woni jahannamo be suti aka nyola sai. So mboto bulala fanu dade. But bimbe diam kan jiko la jiko. Alingam fo nyinin ka bam. Faraon kabrin Faraon nata aka muneke ay tajarante yalla molu kam ay molu batandi. When years passed by, Faraon nata na turned to a monster. Konga memfale immorality grows like a ladder. Selen daw be nyameng ikalo kilin kan yebote ta kilin kan daji konda yaka ko akadati wala nyama kabrin Faraon nata fo afutata selen daw la blado ta muneke musu wo musu yalon ko niti kono matale ikete sambale yeta dundi dulato ning aketa din kewlati yewo muta yewo kanate yalla wo mu daji kanta ya balati Faraon fana na daji konta ya amon ko maase trikle na rek ni muso kono mara kan muda ka fenka ali Adam Barrow jiko jibe ba a fundita nanne ay Gambia dingul men yaate fon samba nanje ala la demaroto ka wallal nen ka wallal challenge, like Dr. Cisse or not, support his political ideology or not. But he tried to make sure to frustrate Yaya Jammeh and to force Yaya Jammeh, and equally to force the international community to come into light in the impasse of the Gambia. When he led the University of the Gambia delegation to speak out to Yaya Jammeh that you have to leave the office for the peace to reign in our country. Kabring Adam Barrow fundita nenge ayoneng ayaneng wolombe loring Ankara ko nga fanyame mulso bedege ko monko nying ajiko be jawyala nyinti bakele nga miranu memu one time. Then we thought he was going to be a savior, only for us to know now that he's not better than a zoo guard, zoo president. Abota woto UDP ko many along ko patio mo fonga samana aya start ka jikanta ya dundi patio nyi kono pour ka patio nyi fongol ko takindi nyola ka kodoteli la ka mokendol sam woto felta anata na ka Gambia dingul fongol nen diaspora atul men fongol ye kodol diala aliye kodol. Who knows how many millions of Gambian dollars diaspora may raise? And if Adama can have the audacity, can have the heart to go to the national TV to discredit every single effort diaspora did towards his presidential campaign and elections, that shows how ungrateful he is. Hansa abe takan selen down kan sandole. Now he can go to the media to insult Gambian people. He can go to the media now to encourage tribal conflict and tribal misunderstanding in the Gambia without any shame. And sadly, people are surrounding him who we thought before that they are credible people. Wala sa mga for Gambia for nige ni bediam lela kuwala, including me. Alafo for now. Ninjika kendo benna. Kekendo jika kendo bala for now. For now. A reservation okay. Look at Ibrahim Masila. Ibrahim Masila, who thought Ibrahim Masila was also a psychophant. Jumale amena nunko Ibrahim Masila mu psychophant let you know before, because nabedia mukang he talked with confidence, and we all thought he was a credible person. But look at him today. Look at him today. He's behaving like a high school dropout. Her mind is all dominated with selfishness, a lack of dignity, integrity, lack of consideration for his future, lack of any respect and regards for his generations to come. These are the kind of young men we have in the Gambia, in the cabinet. I looked at the post of Bakari Baji the last time. Bakari Baji member for 2016, now compared to the recent attitudes that Bakari Baji is engaging himself into. That also motivated me to have a second thought. When you are talking about the youths, we, the Gambian youths, carefulness. That's the only thing. So, kumonyen ka conclude. Menu yalon ko albe Gambia, anintol menu yalon ko mbe diaspora. Lafita mbenga dula kilin mira B. This is the 24th September 2021. 24th of December 2021, in 2 months' time. Let us start calculating this in our mind. On the 24th of December, what is it that we are going to say that had we knew we did this so that we can prevent this frustrating situation or feelings that we are going on today? What is it that we would have done that we would have saved this country? What is it that we have missed that was supposed to be the only reason to avert the catastrophe on the 22nd or the 24th of December? What is it that we are going to do? What is it that we are going to do? Nkamemfo walo nyenti lafta Gambia dingo be sa kontol mini alon ko be diaspora anen tol mini alon ko kartewol bembulo ko no Gambia bimu September karoti mu wanin naneti kadisa ba karifula nyato mbe tarra karte fay kola la karola kono ubata rangalo jumala ganyeta jumala manganye sayin hakil tantam momenti walo nyenti ngam fongo nyinin kabang karifula nyato fo ase possible no bantol nga tarasiri mbanga foko ninga long nga nyenke no puru nga bi menyi malo manko no nga ko nyin tenkunde ninga long mbemu nekela no puru nga je ko adama kana tambi ninga long ntol nyen naka mu nekke no puru nga je ko biti lo nga tara kontano ni ni se wokono ninga long wol mo mun kuleti ninga menu long bi le mu wolke watoti nyina sabu mbe hakil bulando la puru karinani komanto mbe kumol menu fala ko ninga long B, ngawol lonne. B, mbawo opportunity konole because we have the time. B, we have the opportunity and the time and the privilege to work on those things. What are those things? Mo kanila karte fay. Mo kanila karte wafi. Mo kanila karte wafi. Handala si bili tanela. Mo kanila karte wafi. Womu kukele neti. Ninga long. Ni la karte wafi B. Wallahi billahi. December la tili muani na no mbofla watu mena. Ite be bulo fankala ninga long. B yalo ne ko ila karte niya wafi abekale malolti aning fa. Mo kanila karte wafi. Fulanjango. Mo kana song moine kang ayenene kafoko ibesambala kafu ko na kafu meyalon ko alialon no ko itakenola adam baro la kafo nimmo na raka besambala mama kandila kafo kan mang sembe sada woto mang tot sodo je nimmo na raka besambala esambay falla fongol kan man tot sodo je man sembe sodo je bawon tengalo no ko UDP ntolla support for this party is not temporal. This is like a permanent thing. As long as things are going fine and as long as the expectations that the Gambian people have on this party is still intact and things are going fine. So what am I take the womb? Barikata Adama Baro Kang woman ko ibe fongo janikan ne ibe la sama janikan anidi la sama janikan. Fanya manke problemoti, sunyaro manke problemoti, kuriya manke problemoti kotake. Hormanta ya manke problemoti kotake anin kata ka fobe Gambia dingul mutala ko munke bemu karambalolati ufana manke problemoti. And now the worst of it is Gambia fango karango ni karanta ika karana lel fango ke muja walti nina sabunko Gambia need a constitutional change where these illiterates, these school dropouts will not be seen important in our political sphere. The only thing that we can, create that is to make a constitutional change so that people who knows and they have the know-how, they can come and show their political interest. They can make informed decision for everybody for the interest of our country. Gambia constitution could only need, a mason constitutional passed because new constitutional pastor, psychophancy is going to go off from the politics. Karambalia imankaran ikobekala political purika banko ebekala ni bekala tene. That is going to be a thing of the history. We must have a constitutional data because even the one who claims to be the leader, Adama himself, is not better than a zoo guard. He is not better than a zoo guard. So they would allow that constitution to be passed because that constitution was meant to create or to bring sanity into our country. That is why that constitution was never their interest and it was never in their plans to allow that constitution to pass. That's why you can see their ABC parliamentarians who cannot even write their names will be struggling, but just to make sure that they challenge that constitution at the parliament. Shameful Gambia, shameful parliamentarian. Well, they'll be caring. And look at those parliamentarians. When they were being selected by the UDP, everybody thought that they were young men, they were young people, they are vibrant, that they will make decisions for the interest of the Gambia. But look at it today. Somebody who will even say that I will be the first person to even promote for the abolishment of the recommendations of the commission. A parliamentarian, less than 30 years old, a Gambian citizen. This is how selfish, this is how low-minded some of our youths are thinking. You go to the West, a parliamentarian will opt for his party to die than to vote for something that will be against the nation. The bigger picture all the times. Bigger picture all the times. The bigger picture is what they say all the times. We have people who are thinking the same way. And this is the party I'm talking about, UDP. Molibe UDP menialonko wol bankola nafa ka wada male mira dan ila individual nafati. And the clear example of that is the party leader of the UDP. He lost everything. He went through every single thing. But yet still, among Gambia they will abandon. Yet still, ala victims all he did not abandon them. Today and tomorrow, he is standing for their families. He is standing for their orphans. He is standing for the Gambian people. Support him or don't support him, he is standing for you even today. He stood for people. So he has nurtured so many young minds. They are vibrant and fresh. Than ila individual. That is the party we want the Gambian people to vote for. Left Kato if I will UDP. And let's see within first time of the UDP, as I said, if things do not go as expected, see the reaction from some of us. I'm not removing myself from those who are going to oppose. First 5 years or Ning Promiso Bay failed. I'm going to be the first person to be out of the bus and to be with the Gambia again. So this is the country that we have. So kateo kana wafin ninga long being alon ne ko nekato ninga wafin sinini bebe malula andi be modol fala ibe banko fala ibe dingula sama fala ninga long ila kateo akana wafin ibinala le mote bulu say yalon ne ko ngo mote bulu kono. This like nationwide tour any migrant meet the farmer store. This has sent a clear message to them. They know that they have nobody, they have no support. You know baro yalon ne ko combo. At least Gambia for na krana jamal bawto ñina sabu baro mantra concentrating combo kam because baro yalon ne ko mun ka kany fan yal men fonanteng anin ka ñin kumol men fonanteng man ko kam men fo ko jila ñinya kumo me yalon ko niya duma jibe abe faring ka be faring kuma ken so damalla ayalon ne ko combo West Coast kata fo KMC wol yow ma fo belon wol yalon ne ko wol do tekala toñati. We believe ayalon ne ko mun ko wol yak wol fahamle. So akoy batun sa ngata nga ñaatale santol to labang santol ko aka sonia pour ko wolle nene ñina sabu ning ali baro la political understand ala ko bebe santol to KMC, that is the region 1 and West Coast region 2 baro fentaya woto so sa be stokul kam foñina woto but santol to temma fangolla akoy batun ngata woto wolle nene ka sonia wol hani fania fo ke makalo no bawo mkatele jibe e man inform ina man tol buña dala alfari ko lel ma inform lel mam buña barol man tol buña amam buña han fenna yena sabu akanya tin mfawol kan mbawol kan katawol kan ka foye ko ka kuma ken songol foye sandoron kol fanang batakul kalamale thanks to you people diaspora and many along Kalba Gambia the militants who are constantly talking to our families to inform them, to update them, and thanks to the WhatsApp messages, the commentators on WhatsApp. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of you. Sandu rongkol fana yala fania nala kumaken song ya be faham le saying. So saying akay ba dungata ko ngata si fatam fancy political na saying. Wala sabun sa yijo loud la tebe diamula wala ni si karim la fala ni si karim la fala and ni beto nya le fango kan you know what they're going to do ibe sio fango to fala alienne. Bari mkasi to fala bari mobe kalo no kebe sio menna. If a water falls, we all know where the miscos is going to be. So même fo nanteng mo be karo na ko be menna but Gambia de wala lini ka bang Aissatou Ba UDP adia muta janne aya tanding Allah ko men Aita Sar adia muta janne UDP aya tandal le tanding teng Musa Sedi UDP adia muta janne aya tandal tanding teng agiam Seka agiam Mundaw Yabo idia muta len aya tandal janne ko tanding teng Alma Metal idia muta janne aya tandal ko tanding teng ba ke ba do fana dia mo la moy kam basse fula ke ba la ma dia muta janne aya tandal ko tanding teng sayin Gambia dingul yalo ne ko Adama Barrow Allah fita kasi kuwala kamana ngin kamala pruka UDP kawol kisi from facility but in reality that is the blue lie walfana yalo say nyene asabu kunung kabrenga nata aliya jele frustration o membe bulokono aliya jele malome yema nothing was happening nothing was working for them literally everything has crumbled. The Gambian people know the truth. The Gambian people understand the political menke kam. So saying atolu mundo kule balkam ninga long kato kana wafin mo kana nene no alita Adam Barrow kang santoto atol menu bege ila kuma ken sem fo kana mona ne ni inatal kan kala kato wafi ifanta wondi bang yela mo walo sika yafi ko ka police lel kol bang pour police o nana bang ay ta police ta loring ni afa bela kato wafin mo yaji be kan boro membita mo mona de kan akwa ka bela kato wafin wala ta ko do di le pour ay de ka dia police o kol ba yafa ko bar nyim police na ba yanna kato sam police nyala bang yaji be kan boro membita abe mu kuri yalati hanni ko Adam Barrow le kinam abe kew mu kuri yalati. This is the hard fact. Nimman nati kang ako ela kato wafe. Police or call ba ya fay ko baro nyim police carrier na ifang itraje wala afay ko ngada police station do ba ya sangot. Afay ko ngada police station do bang yen na kato sangot. Ni beta fo police station do. Nim fotara police station do. Yen na kato sang police station do. Ko bidi ala nye bake pra ela kato sang police station do fontiye. Nyen na ka wole foye. So bari ka mo be konton ka kanyo yamaro bambande ntol men yalon ko be diaspora ale nga continue kadi yamun na moli nga na moli inform abanta Adama Barrow bulo kono le abanta bulo kono le Gambia no li me tandi momo la mun telem bang itelem bang ani membina jibero la mbe kuwo ku kela ngani jiko samba nyola mbe kuwo ku kela ngalon ko molu bol bento ye santola len tol be dumale balu wala simple principle mo yenati and you will go far kamo be konton ka fali ko ala baraka bake ka join program to be I'm really grateful program ning kuma fanam fadam bulo ko neje men jawiyata o manke nato tumando emotional ka haile. Yeah, because ikaje ko mun ko ila banko kan ko bebe ronde ni everything is wrong in your country ni Gambia jibe Gambia be doyare nyame yane banko jamal jibe tumando ni mu Gambia noti inye ko kuyale bari ko mun ko pour ka kumal fo men yalon ko wolte beti yalla wol manke nanatoti hani do mande be ala dani la woto pour ka kan tanka wasifa la andu nafata fanase ka faro kenye wol manke natolti natom mendi wala pour ka naka tonya la fu molie tumando tonya ni ngafo afo nyacha mande do man ke o fona manke ndana toti ngala fele ngafo ay nyinya kana bula mo kasida bari ay ke to nyaati ay remain wala mu na jango anato nyin fango beti adalilo nyin fango beti barka mo be konton UDP militant sol ka be konton mo be jibero la papa Sam barka bake seku bité Adam Mamadou Jeite nimbadi bunkol Adam Mamadou Jeite ite badi mu kaku baltide tofula Ibrahim Sise ndoma baraka bake thank you jaray ala baraka bake ngamo be konton ka fale ko assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh ka wana UDP TV and media hanisa imba al haklo blandi la koteke mbe flyer share la jam yim flyer ko ngafali nyam tek UDP gas chapter la fundraising nomu me alon ka kananang on the 2nd of October fundraising bekala UDP TV media zoom link ko be fankala so lefta UDP dingo be alimbe ngam bloke na jifo ko nga ko do bandi ko nga fu nyame hanni me 5 euro ke je problem ti je hanni me 2 euro ke je problem ti je ngani yol ko mata anu ala ka ngani yol fananjo ye amount ke je te men so mboni men kanyanta be dia alhamdulillah ba falo alio nyama anen fla nyam fana GoFundMe account fana yelta for UDP gas chapter wo GoFundMe account o nyin ni altara UDP TV ni media alba jala jele alsa start no la ka donation o keje hani 4 euro keje 2 euros 10 euros it is all okay dollar long bang $5 long $2 long wallahi ye fango fenke je ala be jola because ibe Gambia le bondikam ilañin kodo ikana jutu wala ite amanto meke je wokane jutundi wolumo atekala lun chakante bawo patili da betar la gele fode dan jobinala di man me alon kay adam baro confusion de base karama revolution o ni aliamo sugay dahwa betara platform do la di bisande binala kon nakiyanko oli diba wada binala bade mungo fana binala jam wolumo so atekala ben chakandi gas chapter la fundraising ali ngana ni me alon ko isi donation o ken o kabrimbi di data UDP TV ni media ngamara page of la sample baje la jele wala data UDP gas chapter fon la page de baje la jele ese donation o ken ole ye fa ngofen donate wallahi ala be jola ye fa ngofen donate ala be jola atekele ye katekele tinyar kuti ba bemu ngani yolti wala kum mayata ye amount of men donate wo man kum maya bake bari ye men donate wala kum mayata woto kafal be ko ala baraka bake assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh